Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we're going to be taking a look at another game controller by a company called EasySMX, for which I've done quite a few reviews of their controllers, both for Nintendo Switch and for other formats. This one here is a mobile game controller, and it is the EasySMX M10. This is effectively their mobile version of the X10, which I did a review on a short while ago. The X10 is an Xbox type controller, and it supports Switch functionality as well as for PC, Android, and other formats that will support Bluetooth inputs. And this is effectively their mobile equivalent of that. This is not a Bluetooth controller. It's a controller that has a USB-C port on it. It's available in two modes. It's available in an iPhone for iOS devices and also for Android devices. The Android devices comes with a Type-C connector and iOS Lightning port. I don't know if the Type-C on this product is going to work for the new iOS devices that have Type-C ports on them. I'm a bit unclear on that at the moment. If I do get any information on that, please let me know if you're interested in finding out, and I'll try and find out for you. That at the moment, based on what I'm seeing, I think the iOS devices are going to be functional through a Lightning port and Android Type-C. So let's have a quick look at some features on this. This is very similar to a lot of other products I've reviewed on the channel, where you've got the extension at the back of the device, and then it's going to clip into a C port on the right hand side. You've got your traditional ABXY buttons on there, and they're color coded like an Xbox joypad. Dual analog sticks, which are Hall effect, and also the dual triggers. You've got linear triggers with Hall effect sensors in them as well. It does say that it's got an Xbox layout on there, so there we go. That's why we're seeing exactly those colors on the joypad. It seems like it's geared more towards Xbox gaming for Game Pass and probably remote play. We'll try it out with a PS Remote Play app through this video as well. It's got a screenshot key on there. It says it is designed for Android, this one, because I've got the C one. And then I think the grip is very similar to what we're going to see here. This is the Razer Kishi V2. I might bring this up again in the video. We'll compare them, because when I saw this in the box, it immediately reminded me of the Kishi V2. So I'll just put that aside again for a second. You can see there supported platforms: Android, Game Pass, saying Google Play Pass, Steam, GeForce Now, Luna, streaming game platforms there. It does not have a PlayStation symbol there, so I'm assuming initially that it's not going to work with the PlayStation Remote Play app. It may work with a third-party one. It should work with a third-party one, because everything works with that one by the looks of it. From one of my videos, if you're watching them, you'll see that is the case. What have we got in here? A C cable, right? A flat C cable. That's quite nice. Normally, with these types of controllers, there's good length as well. It's at least 1 meter long, and it's nice and flat. It's got a nice texture to it. It probably supports some fast charging to a certain wattage as well. Put that there. And then normally with these controllers, as I was saying, you don't normally see a charging cable, because these aren't Bluetooth controllers. You normally see these with Bluetooth controllers. So to see one with a C controller, it's nice to see that they're throwing some additional accessories in the box. And the reason why is because it has a C port at the bottom, like many of the other controllers do, to support pass-through charging. And this device here does support fast charging as well. Though they do recommend on the website not to, and probably in the manual, they recommend not playing games while your device is charging, and just to protect the battery on the phone, because it may be that while you're playing games, it's discharging and at the same time getting some charge. It's probably bad for the battery. Nothing to do with the product. You'd have the same effect if you're gaming on your phone. It's charging and discharging at the same time. I don't think it should be a problem anyway, but they're just giving a little recommendation there. So on the front of the device, we've got, actually before I do that, let's just make sure there's nothing else in the box. Some paperwork there under the insert, and some documentation as well. We may need that, so I'll just keep that aside for a second, because it's got turbo function, and we may need to see how to map the turbo functions for buttons on here. So just get the boxes out of the way very, very quickly. Right, they're out of the way. Let's have a look. So on the front, we've got the two dual analog sticks, comfortable. They've got nice travel, nice size thumb caps there. They've got some textured grips on the side, and they are concave in design, which is nice, which is my preference, which means your thumb's going to rest in them, and they do rest in them quite nicely. I'm just going to bring that there for a second. You can see what's going on there. Right. The buttons here, ABXY buttons, are not, or they're definitely not feel like micro switches. If they are, they're extremely silent. But they've got a nice placement. They've got a nice, fairly nice height away from the actual surface of the controller. They're not too high. They're not too flat either. They're really, really nice and comfortable to press, to be honest. They're silent. And again, no micro switches here. You're hearing that one there. I'll talk about the bumpers in a minute. Good spacing, and they're a little bit on the smaller side, but that's not a problem for a controller of this size. You're going to be able to access those buttons fairly comfortably. You've got the plus minus buttons here, start select typically. You've got a home button on the bottom right hand corner of the analog stick, and then this here, which has got a settings icon. So that's an additional button. I think these are programmable buttons here, because it does say it comes with 2 additional programmable buttons. And then you've also got a screen capture button there for instant screen capture, and a turbo button to program or these buttons, or switch these buttons into a turbo mode for repetitive and auto fire functions. The D-pad is very interesting, and it's the first time I've seen a D-pad like this in a very long time, or forever. I don't know if you can see it there or not, but how flat the D-pad is extremely, extremely flat. This is, and I don't know if that's going to focus or not, but there you go. You can just see how flat that is, right? It's not textured. It's got a completely matte finish on it. My preference is, typically with concave D-pads, and I mentioned that in many videos before. I like it when my thumb rests in the D-pad the way it does rest in a concave analog stick. It's just a personal preference. It's not a deal breaker by any chance. I just feel that it gives you a bit more traction when you're moving fast around the D-pad, maybe playing beat 'em ups or whatever. But in this case, they have chosen to opt against that. Strange, because the X10 controller did have a really, really good D-pad on it. Not saying this is bad by any means. It's just a different design, and it's good to see different stuff on the market, because it shows that there are options for all your different preferences out there. These buttons here, again, these might be micro switches, hard to tell. These are definitely conductive pads as far as I'm concerned. All the other buttons are micro switches. We've got a conductive D-pad there as well. And then let's move on to the shoulder buttons, because I really, really like these. Now, something I've not seen on a controller like this is the shoulder buttons wrapping all the way around the corner. I've mentioned this in a lot of videos. For me personally, it's important because you can fire them from pretty much anywhere. Micro switches, they've got a really nice sound to them. They feel very responsive anyway, and very, very light to touch. Not too light that you'd press accidentally, but enough to get your fingers on there and press them, engage exactly when you need. And nice thing is the analog triggers the analog triggers, again, Hall effect triggers, very nice size, nice shape, so your fingers not going to be slipping off of them, and to support the device while you're playing, a really nice generously sized grip on both sides there, with a textured finish, slightly rough texture, not rubberized, just a texture carved into the actual molding, which offers some grip. And if you're getting all sweaty and busy while you're gaming, then you're going to be able to hold this thing all right. So similar to the Kishi V2, the Kishi is a bit more flat in that sense. So I think the grip on the SMX M10 definitely wins. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit more shaped up towards the hands. And when I hold it, it feels like I've got something more to hold on to than when I'm holding this, which feels a little bit more flat. I'm trying to find where to hold on to. I'm not getting that with this. My fingers are sitting comfortably on the little humps here in the back, so you can see how deep those grips are. As you're holding on to those, it's very, very nice. As for inserts, there's no additional inserts in the box. We've got the C port here on the right. No flexibility on that. You typically see that in the GameSir devices and GameSir only. The rubber pads here may or may not allow devices to fit in with the case. We're going to find out in a minute, because my preferences are with the case. Sorry, the 2 programmable buttons I was talking about, they're not on here, by the way. They are here, M1 and M2. Right under the bumper, small buttons there, you can see Now that's very similar to what we've got on the Kishi. In fact, if I hold them both up, you'll see that's very, very similar in design to what we've got on the Kishi. The Kishi analog sticks are a little bit smaller, so again, analog sticks here are winning. This is like an improved version of the Kishi. If I could personally, without trying it, pick up that D-pad and put it on there, I'd say you've got a really, really good controller there, because this is a lovely controller anyway. But again, the fact that you've got slightly bigger analog triggers there, I like that. And the M1, M2 buttons are exactly the same as these ones here, and all micro switches as well. Feel nice. They're out of the way, so you're not going to press them accidentally. But when you want to find them, they're in the right place to be able to find them. You're not going to be fumbling around too much. And they've opted for the buttons to be here as opposed to here. And I think that's the right choice. Why? Because with controllers like this, where the grips are really, really small, unless you've got the games such G8 Galileo, for example, it's got larger grips, you're probably going to be doing a lot of accidental button presses on there. Yeah, so I think they made the right choice with the M1 and M2 buttons up there. Anyway, let's talk about this. The resistance here is quite stiff. It's not stiff bad, it's stiff good, means it's going to hold your phone comfortably. It stretches to, I think it's about 175 odd millimeters, so you're going to get a fairly large or wide phone in there anyway. And the bridge feels quite sturdy. There's a little bit of flex in it, but not enough to feel like it's going to break. There you go. And it's got strong strings in there, very, very strong strings, probably some of the strongest I've felt. Yeah, that feels extremely light. These are probably some of the strongest I've felt, and they are really going to grip the phone really nicely. They feel very strong and robust. So that's all the buttons. There's nothing else on the back. No headphones jack, no 3.5mm pass-through. The Kishi also does not have a 3.5mm pass-through. And the L3 and R3 buttons on the analog sticks, they've got a nice responsive feel to them. Not too hard to press. I think the pressure on them is just perfect. And the D-pad now, going with a flat D-pad, flat, but it does feel nice. It really does feel very, very nice. I wish there was a bit of texture going on here. I really do. I wish it was a bit deep. And size-wise, maybe a tiny bit bigger, because there is a bit of space here, and I don't know how much space there is inside, obviously. But I feel there is a bit of space here, and maybe if we had positioned it a little bit to the left, we would have had a slightly bigger D-pad. But other than that, it does feel very nice anyway. Let's get a phone in there. So I'm going to go with the old Note 10 Plus first, with the case on. I haven't got a very big case in there. Now you're going to have to excuse me 1 second, because I've got magnetic connectors at the bottom of my phones that I do need to quickly remove. Otherwise, I won't be able to get any of the phones into the joypad. So 1 second, please. Right, both magnetic connectors are gone. If you're interested in seeing what magnetic connectors I'm using and why, let me know. I can post another video about those connectors alone, but I won't go into it in this video. So, Note 10 Plus 5G. I don't know why I said 5G, because it doesn't really matter, does it? With the case on, let's see if it works. We've got a couple of lights there as well, so they should light up. I don't think that's working. So I'm pushing it hard, as you can see, really, really hard. Really hoping it's going to make some contact, and even though it looks like it's gone in a lot, it hasn't, because that case is doing its job and keeping that port away. It's not an extended C port, it's a standard size C port, so it looks like the case is going to have to come off. Now, I'm not going to say any more on that. If I had the slim case on my Fold 4 here, I know I think I've got Fold 5, I haven't, I wish. It would probably have worked, but I haven't. I've got the slim standing case on there, which isn't super slim. Please take note, Samsung, your slim standing case is not slim. This is not going to work with this case on. As you can see, it's just stuck there. Right, I can't get it in, and I'm not going to force it, because we want to try the controller. So it's not going to work with a... Actually, you know what? Let me just try it. No, it's really not going to work. It really, really is not going to work. So I'm going to leave the Fold 4 side, because any tests we do are going to be equivalent. The main thing here is if the Fold was in it, the C port is there, the device is going to be hanging out like that. That's how it's going to be pretty much, right? So if you're wondering what it's going to be like if you take your case off, or you don't have a case on your phone, it's going to be like that. Weight-wise, yeah, it's a bit bottom heavy, but when you're holding it at an angle like this, you're not really feeling it that much. If you're holding it flat, like me, against the camera, yeah, you're going to feel it. If it's like this, you're not going to feel it too much. Very, very similar experience with the Kishi. Right, let's get back to some, wrong device in my hand. That's what we need. Let's get this in without the case. Let's unlock it. Try out some games, because that's what we should be doing. Trying out some games. Right now. Right. Some reason, some very strange reason, that is not going in. Right, it's in. There we go. I think that was me. User error. I didn't have C port lined up at all. It's in. It's working. The D-pad is working, as you can see. Let's get PS Remote Play out of the way, because I don't think it's going to work, and it's not a problem because they don't claim that it does work anyway. With the PS Play app, it will probably work, but I don't know if that's set up or not. So let's just fire up PlayStation Remote Play, see what happens. No harm in trying. Okay. So as expected, it's not working, and again, that's not a problem because we never expected it to work anyway. So let's very, very quickly exit this. I have chosen not to turn the PlayStation off for whatever reason. I have no idea why I'm putting the phone out either, because I don't want to. And let's go on to Xbox. Let's see if we can test out some remote play first. I don't know if the console's on or off. It says it's on standby. Let's get some Xbox going on. I think my screen's eye comfort mode is turned on. There we go. We don't want eye comfort at all. We want this nice and bright. Right, so that's working. This is just remote playing from my console. Let's just go into Forza, because I normally go into Forza. ABXY working nicely. Button placement is nice. It's comfortable. Working fine. Let's go in. Now, there we go. This is comfortable. So just because I was talking about the size of the analog triggers, I'm going to confirm again. The analog triggers are very, very nicely sized. They've got a nice size to them. They're really, really comfortable. They're very responsive. They feel lovely. And my fingers are really, really nestled into them. The curvature on them is perfect. Size is perfect for a mobile controller of this size. Now, I can use the analog stick to look around, but I'm probably going to fly over the road. You can see the quality experience I'm getting here, right? So this is playing over Wi-Fi. I think it's connected on a Wi-Fi 6E, not hotspot, but an access point in the house. The Xbox is hardwired, and I'm playing over just local Wi-Fi remote play from the console. And you can see the streaming quality is brilliant, but that's not what's important here. The control is responsive, and I'm having a really good long driving session. You can tell probably by the I'm probably going to go stack it in a minute. Yep. But you could see for such a long time I was able to follow the road very, very comfortably without losing control, and drive very, very comfortably, and get a good gaming experience, which means you can play, sit there and play a game with this, and you're not getting a half-hearted experience out of this. Now, I missed my turning, so I've turned around because I thought I'd go up the bridge here. I spotted a bridge. Yes, I did. Very scenic. Lovely game. So there you go. Let's try some Android games as well, just to see how they work. If I've got something on here, I'll just quickly put it on. There must be something in here, because I generally use this phone or my phone for controller testing. But you get the idea. It works nice, right? D-pad works absolutely fine as well. Again, yeah, it's a bit flat, but not the end of the world. Works absolutely fine. Does the job. You've got the turbo functions here. The macro buttons here, I don't think these are programmed to do anything at the moment. They're not. But they are there. Turbo function, so I'm guessing, I'll just take a guess. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to test here, to be honest. It's probably the worst game tested on. But you can see the light flickers when the turbo is pressed. Right, and that's back to normal again. So to set turbo, you're holding turbo, you're pressing a button, and it will cycle through 3 turbo modes. Slow, medium, fast. So it will engage turbo on that button at a different rate for each different setting, and then it will cycle through and it will get back normal. Pretty much the same way of configuring turbo on all of these types of controllers, and you've probably seen that in my video where you're holding a button to configure turbo and then you're just cycling through 3 different turbo modes. So that works really, really nicely. Let's see if we can use, there's a home button quickly. The home button functions as the Xbox home button as well. Again, I really do think this is focused to or targeted towards Xbox gamers more than anything else. The settings button here doesn't do anything. The plus and minus button do exactly the job they're supposed to do as an Xbox controller, which is the menu and the other screenshot, wherever it is, button. Dedicated screenshot button is taking an Android screenshot there, not in the Xbox. And we've seen what the turbo button does as well. So let's just go out of this. If I can exit, disconnect and quit. I'm going to go to see what local games we've got here that we might be able to just play quickly. I'm sure I've got loads of stuff installed. Dead Cells is there. Dead Cells is there. Let's try Dead Cells. Lovely game to play with the controller when it works. Apparently, I need to close Dead Cells. It's downloading an update, so we'll let it download quickly. It should be very, very quick. I say that, and that's probably going to take forever because Sod's Law, when I'm recording a video, when you need it to be fast, it's never going to be fast, is it? Additional files, done. Right, let's go back into Dead Cells. Still not, requires additional resources, download. I'm pretty sure I've played it on this device, but maybe I haven't. I've lost track. I lose track of what I play on, what I play, and where, with what. The number of controllers is just getting embarrassing now. But I'll keep bringing them. I'll keep bringing the videos. Got more stuff coming in, so just keep watching, stay tuned. You'll see more and more. Right, let's start this up. Let's see how this works. Wonder if it's going to sync some save games if they weren't on this device in the first place. But it's always nice, I think, now to start testing Android games as well. So local device games or local platform games rather than just remote play and streaming. It's nice to see some local games working on these devices as well. And as time goes on, if you're interested, I'll probably start testing out emulators as well. So let's do play. It's very loud. Normal mode. Save games are being synced with the cloud. Would you still like to continue? Right. I'm going to do no. Right, now continue. See, my save games have synced now, so it's better. Let's see what happens. If I can use a D-pad here, can I or not? No, D-pad doesn't work, analog stick. Now this game, I've said it before, if you haven't played it, you need to play it. It's such a cool game. This is, I'm just going to say it, and you can cuss me if you like, but this is AAA mobile gaming right here. It really is. Right. You can see the quality of this, right? Really, really good. The main thing here is it comfortable? Yes, it is. It is comfortable. I think you'll get some good long gameplay sessions in using this controller. I like the grips on here. As I said, they feel a little bit, tiny bit more comfortable than the Kishi V2 grips to me, just because they're a little bit bigger. I definitely prefer the analog triggers. They're bigger. I prefer the bumpers because they're wrapping all the way around the corners, and that is very important. You can just see how easy it is for me to fire the button there. I'm not having to look for them at all. They're exactly where I expect them to be. I'm not having to lean over like this or with my fingers get them right over. I am literally getting the bumpers just by flicking the corners of the controller, which for me is exactly what I want. Right? Working very nicely. So I should probably stop playing and get back to the video. But as usual with these controllers, when I'm testing them out, I get a bit engrossed and get a bit carried away because I just enjoy them. They're fun. They're fun to play with. They really are. It's nice to try out loads of different controllers and see, you know, even if it's just incremental improvements, device by device. I'm noticing since this mobile gaming industry just seems to be kicking off, more and more innovation and customizations going to these controllers. And it's very, very nice to see that. And hopefully, we're just going to keep seeing more and more of it as well. Great controllers coming out in 2024. I'm quite excited about some of them. Not mentioning any names in this video because this is about the EasySMX M10. But there we go. Right, I'll stop playing. Tested an Android game. We have tested Game Pass. Everything's working as we'd expect it to. I'm going to quit the game. Yes. And let's get out. Really, really good game. Addictive on any controller. I don't know if I've got any emulators on here, but I won't bother testing them out now. Apparently I have. Apparently I've got lots of games on there as well. Right, so not. Shall I test one out just for the sake of testing one out? Yeah, why not? Why not? What should we play though is the question. This is functioning nice. The controller's working absolutely fine in RetroArch as well. What shall we play on SNES? Shall we play NBA? Or shall we play... Oh, I think I just saw R-Type. R-Type 3 though. I liked R-Type 1 was probably my favourite. Some might prefer 2, I don't know. I prefer 1. Super Mario somewhere? Got Super Mario. Yeah, must be some Super Mario here somewhere. Oh gosh, what I've done. I'm just going to play anything because I'm taking so long to choose something. Right, I'm playing NBA Jam. I spent a lot of time playing this game. A lot of time playing this game. I have it on the SNES, that's why I'm playing it here. A lot of time, I'll say it again, a lot of time playing NBA Jam Tournament Edition with my brother on the SNES, 2-player, rocking up the charts. Loved it. Good, good, good. Yeah, he's on fire. Oh gosh, that brings back memories. Just test this out quickly and then we'll call it a day. First time I'm testing an emulator. If you want to see me testing more emulators with these controllers, let me know. I'll do it all the time. I have no problem sitting here testing an emulator or two out. Probably want to test something like PlayStation to check out the analog sticks and stuff, right? Really. Enter your initials for record keeping? No, because we're just having a quick mess around. Probably don't remember how to play this thing anymore. Who am I gonna be? Who am I gonna be? Who am I gonna be? Should we be Lakers? Yeah, let's be Lakers. Right, quick test of this and then we'll call it. See how this works. Now here I'm using, what am I using? I'm using the D-pad now, so this will be a good test of the D-pad. I can't remember what the buttons are, as you can see. I'm getting completely slow. Oh, there we go. Rebound. Are we going to get a rebound? Oh, did I score an own goal there? What happened there? Well, I said own goal, but... I don't know what the shoot button is here. There's me saying I've spent a long time playing this game, but that was many, many years ago, right? I think these were turbo buttons, if I remember correctly. One of these? They are, yeah. So if I press one of these buttons, I'm doing turbo. Right, anyway, I'm not here to show off my game skills because they're clearly terrible. But just to show you how well it performs, the home button there's doing nothing. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. EasySMX M10 mobile controller. Awesome. I would say it's an improved version of the Kishi D-pad question mark. But other than that, overall, great improvement. Fast charge pass-through for your devices. Comes with a C cable. Very nice flat C cable, which would be quite comfortable when it's in the device and you're gaming away anyway. So it'll be like that. Good experience on Game Pass, Android games, and also RetroArch emulators. So on that note, I'll end the video. If you've got any questions about this awesome controller, please do ask me in the comment section below. I will leave a link to this in the description with a discount code as well. I think I've got a discount code for this, so I'll leave that. If you do fancy buying it, please go ahead and use the link and the code. Treat yourself to get yourself a nice little discount on the controller as well. And if you haven't already done so, but you're enjoying the video, please hit that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner to support the channel. And if you're interested in seeing more and more controllers, stay tuned because I've got loads more coming. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.